believe it or not, your beliefs shape your future. Let's talk about this. Whether you believe it or not, your beliefs are actually affecting every single aspect of your life. Your beliefs will affect your emotions, your behaviors around other people, and even your future. So let's talk about how you can use beliefs as a force for good rather than evil, and live an awesome life and help other people do the same, which is the entire point. Now, what is a belief anyway? Well, here's a good definition. A belief is the conviction or acceptance that something is true or exists without the need to prove it. Now, where do beliefs come from? Your life experiences have largely shaped your beliefs. They lead to things like generalizations. Let's say that we have Martians on Earth, so I'm not affecting any particular group. We have Martians, and Martians live among us, and we all know they do. And we see a Martian shoplifting once. We make this generalization that all Martians are thieves and criminals. And then every time we see a Martian, we go, oh, there, I wonder what he's up to. He's probably going to rob someone or beat them up. That belief will see Martians planning crimes everywhere we look. Indoctrination by school, indoctrination by government. We have beliefs put in our minds and in our life experience all the time. Some are good, some are done with the right intention, and some not so good. But even our parents and family members and the social groups that we belong to are shaping our beliefs all the time. Think about it. We hear people say things like, well, everyone in our family gets obese. What a disempowering thing that is. If you believe you're just going to get obese no matter what you do, that's a terrible thing to hold on to. And there's basically two kinds of beliefs. There's core beliefs, and these are the deeply held religious or political beliefs. Core beliefs are extremely strong, and they will affect your worldview, the way you see everything. And then there's casual beliefs. Casual beliefs are what you think about different sports teams, that yours is the best, or what kind of food you enjoy, or what kind of music is the right music to listen to. Casual beliefs are not very robust. Your musical taste will change, and your taste in food will change throughout your life, and your beliefs will be affected by this, at least around those topics. Everybody has beliefs. And if you think we don't, that's a belief too. Your life, your beliefs about your life, about other people, beliefs about what the future holds for all of us. My belief is that all British people are brilliantly hilarious, always. It's what I believe. Now, some beliefs are small and are easily changed. I'll give you an example. I used to think I could never eat oysters. They looked disgusting. I knew I would hate them until I tried one at Sutton Place Hotel. I went on an oyster binge. I found out they were one of the best foods I'd ever had in my life, and my beliefs changed. Now I look for oysters whenever they're available. But some beliefs are deeply entrenched, despite all evidence to the contrary, and that can be problematic. Beliefs affect our perceptions. I'll give you a story that illustrates that. A number of years ago, I knew a guy called Eddard. That was his actual name, and he broke into someone's house. How do we know he broke in? Because the neighbor watched him prying the basement window open and going in and robbing the place. But when Eddard's mom was confronted with this, she said, Eddard wouldn't do that. So, well, we saw him break in. No, Eddard wouldn't do that. See, her belief about the essential goodness of her son was so strong that all evidence to the contrary just didn't get in. This is dangerous for all of us. Remember that show Cheaters? I watched an episode years ago when I was on the road, and this guy was having sex with this woman in the room. They didn't show it. And her boyfriend caught it all on video and played the video back. And even though there was video evidence, they still denied that anything had ever happened between the two of them. They just couldn't see that this could happen. So it didn't happen. But he knew it did because he had the video. So beliefs cause conflict, and they affect nations too. Almost all major wars that have happened have come about because somebody believes something different than somebody else. Beliefs about different nationalities have led to numerous wars and will probably continue to do so. And beliefs about other people can lead to mistrusting honest people and trusting the dishonest. And here's why. We must keep in mind that a belief, no matter how strongly we hold it, is not necessarily true. In fact, beliefs really have nothing whatever to do with truth. They may be true, and they may not be. A solipsist is someone who believes that they create their own reality. They believe that everything that's happening is caused by them. Their thoughts are doing everything. Until they're run over by a moving truck and sue the moving company, proving they're no longer solipsists. Years ago, I met a man who had severe gout. It was very painful in his foot. But he also believed he was creating reality all around him constantly. I said, why are you creating a reality where you have gout? And he said, well, it doesn't work that way. I said, then why don't you create a reality where it does work that way? It fell apart pretty quickly, but he still believes he's creating his reality. When our beliefs are threatened, we defend them. We do it automatically. I saw an amazing example of this in physics class, how people will defend their beliefs, and that's what the teacher wanted to show us. He said that friction did not exist. He said, look, when I push my hand along the top of the lab tabletop here, I can feel resistance. And we said, it's friction. He said, no, it isn't. He said, it's demons holding my hand back. We didn't know he was joking to make a point. And we said, I can't see any demons. He said, demons are invisible. Just keeps changing his point of view. We said, well, how are they stopping you pushing your hand? Like, what are you feeling? Well, the demons are all standing there pushing back. Well, what if we put oil on the table and now it's slippery? He said, oils drown the demons. Okay, we clean the oil up and now it's sticky again. It's putting resistance again. And he said, demons reproduce really quickly. They've come back again. No matter what we said, he just added to his theory so he could keep the belief that it was demons, not fiction. This is called the no true Scotsman fallacy, and people use this to defend their beliefs. Someone says, oh, no Scotsman would ever steal from anyone. And someone else says, well, what about McTavish? He robbed a bank. Well, no true Scotsman would steal from anyone. You see what's happening? The beliefs are being built on and revised rather than being challenged. And this is why skepticism is so important. The scientific method depends upon this. In science, someone makes a hypothesis of what they think is going to happen, and then they create an experiment to test it, and then they check the results and revise their beliefs accordingly. Scientists get things wrong too. They're human. Things like bloodletting were used all the time, and they weren't a great idea. Piltdown Man never actually existed. Scientists gave us cancer-causing pesticides like DDT and liver-damaging hexachlorophene, which was used with wild abandon in the 60s. They gave us birth defect-causing thalidomide and the ridiculous theory of embryonic recapitulation. These things all came from scientists, but they were good scientists. They were doing the best they could with the information they had at the time. And all beliefs must be questioned, even those brought to us by experts. And that's what science does. It updates its knowledge base, and scientists seldom make mistakes and always admit they're wrong. Well, that's what I believe. I think, but beliefs should be checked and challenged, especially those that can get us into trouble. Like, oh, he's a great guy, he'd never rip me off. It happens. Or, I think I now have the ability to fly by leaping off a roof. That's a belief that should be challenged before actually testing it. Challenging beliefs is a very good thing. And real beliefs will stand the test if they're based on truth. Now, one man told me that beliefs didn't matter at all, and I asked him if he really believed that. He wouldn't answer because he could see his whole belief fell apart if he did. But if a belief turns out to be false, why would you even want to keep it? I have a relative who told me he's a genius, despite zero evidence to support that. So when beliefs are accurate and true, there will always be evidence to support the belief, because believing something doesn't make it true, no matter how much I wish it was true. So let's look at how to challenge a belief. First of all, look for overwhelming evidence that it's false. It'll stand the test if it's true. And ask the two Jedi questions of yourself and others. How did I come to believe that? Whatever happened that I began to believe that? And then the second question is, how do I even know it's true? In other words, what is the epistemology of it? What is your evidence criteria that you know it is true? By questioning beliefs, we either find out they're true, or if not, we can drop them and put something else in their place. Now, there's nothing wrong with encouraging someone with a "you can do it" attitude, whether or not they can. But to tell someone who's just learned to add 2 and 2 that they're a world-class mathematician now is just stupid. We believe you should reflect on your own beliefs and respect other people's beliefs and remain open to changing your mind in the light of evidence to the contrary. Hey, I'm Mike Mandel. I hope you like this stuff. And if so, subscribe to our YouTube channel, smack that bell. We'll see you in the next video.